Aye, if you haven't already, go make sure you check out this upload, man. I actually had a little bit of fun editing this. But you just watched this BBC News interview. I'm gonna get the clips cut and sent to me as soon as possible so that I can attach them here.
He's lived in Croydon all his life and spent years working with the authorities to tackle youth violence.
Yesterday's events that unfolded, being and living in Croydon for the amount of time that I have, this behaviour unfortunately is quite normalised now.
Day in the life, man. He came with me to a BBC interview. That sounded like a wife of that. He came, nah, he didn't come nowhere. He forwarded to see some people and go on TV with me. Yeah. I said, look, apparently Ty was just on BBC. Nah, wife for that, fam. Apparently Ty was just on the TV. Gino from church told me, Ty, man, give us a heads up now. Sorry, fam. I didn't even know myself, I missed it. You go in town hall Monday 6 p.m. Looks like might be a little community meeting, a little community rally up. You get me? No. How about no? I'm trying to live like a kid. You get me? I'm trying to live like a kid. All of this. Yeah, I'll probably still go to the town hall. You know, I love my Panthers, man. When they step, I step, we step together.
The WhatsApp number, if you haven't got it in your phone, save this number 08000 321 333, or you can drop me a text 81333, again starting your message with the word London. You can also email if you like, Riz, R-I-Z, or perhaps how you're feeling, because as I've mentioned, it does feel especially in Croydon, where last night Eliane's family were there, accompanied by the Bishop of Croydon. Joining me now is Tyrell Davis Dudley. Good morning to you, Tyrell.
Good morning, how are you doing today, lovey?
I'm good. I think I speak for many people in London that it does feel an extremely sad and subdued day. How is the atmosphere there?
Most definitely. I feel like there's been a new shock and wow factor that's been unlocked in Croydon now. Given the circumstances of this death, it's a bit shocking to hear like the ages, the time of place, where it was and where they was on the way to. These aren't really circumstances that you hear very, very often, irrespective of the violence that happens in our community.
Such a young life cut short abruptly and violently. What effect does that have on the young people that you speak to and all the young people in the borough?
It's daunting, if I'm honest with you. It's horrible because, as I said, it's a new shock factor and a new revelation. You never hear about this type of violence in our community. So now the young people that are stopping, the young people that I engaged with on the way back from Croydon just yesterday when I visited, hearing the amount of parents that was on the phone to them, just asking them where they are, why they're taking so long to get home. They can't even stop to just get a packet of crisps from the shop anymore without having their parents calling them, stopping and asking where they are. So for me personally, I don't like the fact that, irrespective of all of the hard work that our Croydon leaders are putting in to reshape and remold Croydon, it seems as if our practitioners are not given a fair opportunity to deliver, and consequences like Eliana's death is consequently happening. And it's heartbreaking to me as a young person, it's heartbreaking to me as a delivery partner in Croydon, and it's heartbreaking to all of our community members.
Because it's so shocking, as you say, lots of people talking again about tackling knife crime, what can be done. From your experience and your work with young people, what can prevent young people from carrying knives?
I'm a huge believer in diversion and early intervention. So some of my work spirals from working with the Violence Reduction Unit in my past, where I was able to help Croydon attain £750 as part of their My Ends budget to fund a lot of this diversionary and practitioner work. I believe that cracking down on knife crime with increasing punishment levels and all of these kind of deterrents is not necessarily the only way to be solving knife crime. I feel like young people need an equal opportunity to succeed as they do to offend. The opportunities for young people to offend are much greater than the opportunities to succeed, and our circumstances to survive right now are increasingly difficult. So I feel as if we want young people to progress and see success in their life, we need to amplify their voices and what a fairer community actually looks like from their perspective. What does that need to include, including the likes of youth centres, and then actually find out what their interests are and actually match them with this. A lot of the young people that I engage with have never stepped foot outside of Croydon, and if you actually go to derelict Croydon right now, it doesn't really look like somewhere where a lot of our young people want to reside, want to be mentally, spiritually or emotionally. I feel like we need to be broadening our horizons, sharing young people with experiences outside of their communities so that they have a lot more to live for.
What do you want to hear from politicians as they talk about tackling knife crime and tougher sentencing? What do you want to hear from the politicians?
I would like to hear from politicians that they are allocating resources to enable young achievers an opportunity to be positively reinforced for their positive behaviours in communities. There are a lot of young people that have ambitions, that are achieving, that I engage with daily, and I would like for them to be able to redeem their positive achievements or their form of accomplishments for an experience or for a reward of some sort that they may be financially disadvantaged or not able to afford in this current circumstances, so that they can actually get experiences to broaden their horizon, level up their skills, network with new types of people, and be introduced to new types of living. And that way, when these Croydon residents that go on these types of trips and experiences, when they return back to Croydon, their mindset and their horizon will be broadened just as much as mine, and they won't be limited to senseless acts like Eliana's death yesterday. I feel like young people's decision making will be a lot more channeled and a lot more well thought through.
Thank you for that. And just finally, for anyone who doesn't live in Croydon and has been hugely affected by this, how does the community there in Croydon begin to heal?
My message to Croydon and my message to everybody listening, I think the frequency has changed. I feel like a lot of people are beginning to understand that we are responsible for our communities and we are ultimately responsible for our children. Speaking on these issues that we're facing now, I'm seeing a lot of community members preparing themselves to stand up and take a position in the community to make sure that it levels up and is safer for us. Now, that for me is a big step forward, because if we've seen in the past that things haven't worked in a way that we would wish, it is for us as a community to step up as Panthers and say this is our community to govern and run correctly. So my advice and my wisdom words to everybody that is listening is that just decide how you want to contribute to uplifting your community, and there surely is a structure underway.
On those poignant words, Tyrell, thank you so much for your time, your thoughts, and the work that you do. Thank you. That is Tyrell Davis Dublin, who mentors young people in Croydon, speaking to me about what Croydon needs, what young people need. Those were his views, some really powerful words there. 0800 731 2000.
BBC Radio London.
On London's youth, a nationwide hunt is continuing for a former soldier who escaped from
Man don't understand. Hey, are you okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate you waking up early to speak to us. Bye.
What's your living, baby? I can't lie to you. Like, I just woke up. Like, bro, I'm just saying, like, I just read this email. Check this email quickly. She'll call you on FaceTime audio around 7 a.m. Then you'll go live around 7:05 for around 5 to 10 minutes discussing the thing we spoke about earlier. But she's gonna call me at 7 and go live at 7:05. Bro, I got called at like 7:05 and went live straight away, G. I didn't know nothing I was gonna be asked. I didn't know nothing. Nothing, no context, bro. All I know is that Eliana, you ain't getting swept under the carpet, G. Yeah, that's, I guess, look, insight crew. You get me? I'm trying to give you like the insights. That's what an interview is like. I've done many ITV interviews and BBC interviews before. Why for that? News interviews before, and sometimes they're a bit more friendly, as in they'll give you the D-Lo and say, right, this is what we're asking specifically. How can you, when you answer, can you maybe touch on X, Y, and Z? Or they just throw you in the deep end like this and just say, raw, you get me, what do you think? At 7 in the morning, lads, this is what I think, you get me?
Who were here being accompanied by members of the Metropolitan Police
7 in the morning,
other
guys.
officials. They were laying down flowers, and some people spoke
really well.
about
Eliane
and lots of members of the local community here in Croydon too, just kind of standing across the road or just watching on. It really was an incredible sight to witness here
hit the proposals, get the laptop back up, bro, and just, you get me, plan down some things that may never even happen because they never get funded. I've been doing for the past 7 years of my life.
Custody and questioned at the moment.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Structure.
Barry, we'll have more from you in Croydon later on, but for now, thank you. That's our reporter, Barry Catherine.
Barry was sounding a bit dead, man.
Joining me now is Tyrell Davis-Duglin, who mentors young people in Croydon. Good morning to you, Tyrell.
Good morning. How are you doing today, lovely?
I had to take off my mute.
Good.
How are you doing today, lovely?
And Tyrell, just tell me about the work that you do with young people in the area.
Personally, I work alongside a lot of young people, supporting mainly the young people from the PRUs and ones that have never really engaged with like mainstream education.
And that's the pupil referral unit, the PRU that you referred to, yeah?
Indeed. And this is supporting young people with more their goal setting, emotional resilience and their mentorship, trying to change them into social activists rather than feeling as if they're victims, not belonging as people in their community.
Gang stuff, you know that.
And Tyrell, I know you put a lot of energy and effort into helping and supporting young people. Can I ask, how do you personally feel?
You know what? I feel like it is a little bit of a kick in the face. All of the work that we put in to try and dedicate our time to conquering this type of work. And as I feel like in a case like this, emotional resilience was the big lack in a circumstance where there's an overwhelming amount of emotion in a situation. This young man and this young lady, they obviously weren't able to resolve a situation without conflict. And this conflict resolution, again, there's a lot of the stuff that our delivery partners deliver to our young people in our schools in Croydon. It's a fight right now to stay motivated, to continue fighting when we know arguably the fight isn't really going in the right direction right now. But people like Eliana, they can't get swept under the carpet.
I'll let that bit land as well, you dig? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure vlogging with you this morning. Whether this is going to be vlog number 4 or not, we don't know. We might just do Day of the Panther. But yeah, man, I might go back to sleep. I can't lie. Day in the life. More time I got a smile for the cameras. How could I ever have time for the wassing? Real gangster, prospect panther. How many man by me? I've been sanctioned. Only now I got time for the rapping, cause another pagan's packed in. I got time for the capping, social action. Google the things that I'm chatting about. And more time I'm matching and more